Hi everyone, in this video I will be talking about the most important documents required for Canada tourist visa. If you are applying for Canada tourist visa or visitor visa, it is important that you know about these documents because if you want to get your visa approved, it is important that you upload all the required documents because if you are not uploading the required documents or if you are making any mistake in your documents, this will mean that your visa may get refused. So we don't want to do that, and that is why I'm coming with this video. And trust me, by after watching this video you will have all your doubts cleared. Let's get started. So the first document is invitation letter. This document is applicable only for those who are going to visit Canada as a visitor, which means that if somebody is inviting you to Canada, if somebody is inviting you to Canada, for example your friends or your family member, ask them to write a letter for you. However, if nobody is inviting you to Canada, you can skip this part. You don't need an invitation letter. And I will explain to you how invitation letter looks like. So this is how an invitation letter looks like. Just so that I can make this easier for you, I have divided this into different parts and I'll be explaining it in much more detail at the end of this video. For now, let's continue. Second document that I'm going to talk about is proof of funds. If you are going to Canada, you will have to bear a lot of expenses. Your trip will cost you a lot of money. And that is why the visa officer wants to check if you have sufficient money to finance your trip to Canada. That is why you need to upload your bank statement and all other details, establishing the fact that you have sufficient money and you will be able to finance your trip to Canada. So, what are the requirements for bank statement? So, this is the requirement for bank statement. Your bank statement should have your bank name and contact information. It should have proof that it is your account. It should have your name and your address, and it should be for the past 6 months. Next document that you can upload is balance certificate from bank. So this balance certificate will mention like this much money you have in your bank account. The next document that I'm going to talk about is you can get your net worth prepared by chartered accountant. If you are a tourist and you just want to visit Canada as a tourist, it is okay for you to leave this document. You don't need to upload it. And if you are a visitor, which means that you have got a family member in Canada, then the visa officer can think that you will not return to your home country because, see, if you have got family members in Canada, this means that you have got a strong ties to Canada. And if you have got a strong ties to Canada, this means that maybe you will not return to your home country. And this is why most visa get refused. And that is why we try our best to tell our clients to upload all the right documents. So obviously, if you have got family members in Canada, write an invitation letter and get your net worth prepared also by chartered accountant, especially if you are going there for a long visit. And if you are going to Canada even to visit family member on some occasion, for example his birthday or somebody in your family is getting engaged, then this is not required, I would say, because you are going for a short period of time. But if you are calling your parents from India or from your home country, in that case, and for a long period of time, in that case, I suggest it is better to get your net worth prepared. So next document that you can upload as part of proof of fund is if you have got income coming from any other source, for example, other than your normal business or normal employment. If you have got income coming from, let us say, share market, or if you have got income from, let us say, you have got house and you are getting rent from there. So these are your other income sources, and you can have this also as part of your proof of funds. So we have talked about a lot of documents. This question may arise in your mind that do I need to upload each document separately? No, you don't need to upload each document separately. What you can do is that you can create one PDF copy. You have all these documents, and then you create one table of content and explain it there in which page you have which document. This will make it easier for visa officer to cross check these documents. For example, in page 2 you can have bank statement, in page 4 you can have investment and other income sources. Also, if you are getting a sponsored, which means that if somebody is paying for your trip and you don't have to pay any money, in that case it is okay for you to not upload your bank statement. You can upload your sponsor bank statement. So if you are being invited, you need to attach your inviter's detail also. Again, if you are being sponsored, which means if your inviter is paying for your trip and you are not paying any money towards your trip, then attach his bank statement as well, attach his payslip as well, attach his job letter. Job letter is simply explaining that your inviter is working in this company and all the details. And you need to upload this document, his status in Canada, because he's your inviter. And even if he's not sponsoring you, you still need to upload his PR document or his study permit, and upload his passport as well. Next document is pretty straightforward. If your country has got national identity document, you can upload that document. For Indians, you can upload your Aadhaar or your passport. Upload your passport. It is mandatory. You need to have passport. Next document that I'm going to talk about is proof of relationship. So this is again applicable just for those who are going to Canada as a visitor, which means they have got some family, friend, or relative. If you are going there just as a tourist, skip this part, not required for you. But if you have an inviter, say if you have got a spouse who is inviting you, show marriage certificate or any document that show them as your spouse, your passport. If you are inviting your parents from India or from any other country, attach birth certificate or passport, because your passport will have your parents' name, so that document will work as well. And what if you are inviting any other relatives? I get a lot of messages. People message me saying, for example, I'm inviting my cousins, which document do I need to upload? So the answer is pretty simple. Any document that confirms that you guys have link. So you can upload your parents' passport, your cousin parents' passport. They will have same parents, right? If you are inviting your cousin, so this will establish link between you two. And again, if you need more help in this visa application, you have got my Instagram showing on the screen. You have got my email showing on the screen. Message me, reach out to me. I'm there to help. The next document that I'm going to talk about is travel history. If you have got good travel history, upload your documents, because this will tell the visa officer that you have been to multiple countries and you always returned back to your home country after your vacation. So the major reason why most visa get refused is that the visa officer thinks that you will not return to your home country once you come to Canada. And this is why, like, say if you have got strong ties to Canada, means that family members in Canada, and you are not able to establish the fact that you will return to your home country, your visa may get refused, because they will think that you have got a lot of family members in Canada, and once you get the visa, you will not return to your home country. And again, if you have got weak ties to your home country, if you have no family members in your home country, if you don't have work in your home country, if you are not doing anything in your home country, they may again refuse your visa, saying that you have weak ties to your home country, and if you come to Canada, you will not return back to your home country. So upload your travel history as well. So you can upload the entry and exit as stamps on your passport, your visas, your work permit. The next document that I'm going to talk about is purpose of visit travel itinerary. So this makes visa officer work easier. So if you write a cover letter, so it explains like what do you plan to do in Canada, which places you plan to visit, how long do you plan to stay, and what you plan to do, and every other detail you mention it over there. In your travel itinerary, you mention about your flight details, when do you plan to book your flight, where do you plan to stay, what events do you plan to attend. So all those details make visa officer work easier, because if you have got a plan of what you're going to do, and this makes it looks like you are a genuine visitor. So have your flight details ready. Never book your flight, because if your visa get refused, you will have to bear all the expenses. But uh, a travel itinerary is something that you will give your flight details. This is the flight that I plan to book on this date. So this is just that. This is a tentative plan from your end. It is not your flight ticket. It is just a plan. Similarly, you can tell them this is the hotel that I plan to stay. And obviously, if you're going there for an event, get registered and upload that document, and write everything in your cover letter what you plan to do. If you're employed, you can upload a letter from your employer. This needs to be on the company letterhead. This will contain details about your job role, description, title, when you started working. So all these details, upload job letter. A job letter is nothing but this is used for employment verification purpose. So this letter will confirm that you are an employee at this company. These are not mandatory documents, these are optional documents. The only reason why we upload these documents is because we want to strengthen our profile. You can upload a no objection certificate or a letter confirming from your HR or manager about your vacation. You can upload your pay slips, you can upload your income tax return. So these all things will establish your ties to your home country. This will show that you have employment in your home country. If you are running a business, upload an article of incorporation, revenue or sale invoice, or any other documents you have of your organization, a GST number if you have got it, or if you are from any other country, not India. So any document you used for registration of your company. If you are a student, you can upload your student ID card. These documents are optional. The travel document that I talked about, that is optional, but both these documents I consider it to be of some importance because this shows your ties to your home country. The next document, again an optional document, is an affidavit. You can prepare an affidavit taking undertaking that you will return back to your home country. Now, the next document that we are going to talk about is the use of a representative. So we are left with two documents, use of a representative and invitation letter. So I will be talking about invitation letter and then I'll come back to use of representative and explain to you what is use of a representative. So this is how your invitation letter looks like. So you will have your subject. If you are indicate the name of your parents or anybody who you are inviting, and then I have divided it into different sections. First is about your detail, what you're doing, your date of birth, your name, which university you are studying, what permit you have, attach that permit. Next section will be about your parents. You are inviting your parents, indicate their date of birth, they are citizen of India. You can write your home country, their passport number, indicate details about your mother, their passport number, and their current address and telephone number. Indicate these details. The reason why I am talking about all the details is because I want to show you something. So check this. This is from Government of Canada website. So they want you to have all these details in the invitation letter. So these are the about the person you are inviting. So if you are inviting your father, so this details should be about your father, his name, his date of birth, his address and telephone number. We already talked about that. So we already talked about his name, his date of birth, his address, his telephone number. I have prepared this invitation letter in such a way that it covers all the details that is requested on that website. So they ask about the purpose of the trip, how long the person plan to stay in Canada, where the person will stay, and who will pay, where the person when the person plans to leave Canada. So in the next section I talk about all that detail, how long they will be staying, from to, where they will be going, what is the reason for this visit, date of your convocation, if that is the reason, if any other reason, give that reason, or indicate any other purpose as I mentioned. And I have added something else as well. I have added this last line which suggests that my parents have a strong ties to their home country and they will return after whatever the reason for visit is. So in this situation I've written I have my siblings in India and my parents will return home to them after they visit to Canada. My father also has business in India and they will go back to India to take care of their business. If I am sponsoring them, I'll mention it over here. Otherwise, if they are going to pay for themselves, I will mention it over here as well. And my father will stay with me at the above indicated address, and they will be responsible for their own financial support. And how much money they will be bringing, I will mention this as well over here. So, so we are done with our father information or the person whoever we are inviting. These are your information that you need to add. So your name, your date of birth, your address, telephone number, job title. I've already done that. If you are a student, you don't need to add your job title, obviously. So in the first section, I give my detail. I also give my details over here. So that is it. That is how you write an invitation letter. Now let's go to IM5476 form. So I have made a video on how to fill Canada visitor visa for parents. So in that video I have shown you how to fill on behalf of someone else. So if you are filling this form on behalf of someone else, for example your parents, In that case, you need to fill use of a representative form, IMM 5476. So family members who apply on behalf of the applicant or third parties need to complete this form. I'll show you how to do that. So this is your 5476E form, and you need to check this box, and then you need to fill section A, B, and D. Section A is the applicant information, which means that if you are filling it for your father is an applicant. He is applying for that visa, and you need to give your father details over here. Your father name, his given name, his surname, his given name, his date of birth. Now let's come to section B. This is about representative, which means you. If you are filling it on behalf of your father, you are the representative. Give your details over here. Your surname, your given name, he's your friend or family member, add the address, mailing address, give your signature. This is the representative signature, the inviter signature, the person who is filling this form. Add the date, scroll down, section D. This will be the signature of applicant. In this situation, you are inviting your father. Your father is the applicant, his signature. This will be your father's wife's signature, which is your mother, and then add the date. So this is how you do it. If you still have any confusion, reach out to me. You can reach out to me through my Instagram, my email, my website. I am there to help. And if you find my video useful, please like and subscribe. That will motivate me to make more videos like these. Thank you so much.